Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker down here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa, and look what I got in front of me today. This is the brand spanking new, literally right off the truck, Triumph Speed 400. We did the Speed 400X, or the Triumph Scrambler 400X, what, a couple days ago? So there's the specs: 398 cc's, dual overhead cam, 12-to-1 compression, 40 horsepower, 28 foot-pounds of torque, 38 newton meters, 6-speed transmission, an amazing 6-speed transmission. 300mm disc on the front with a 4-piston caliper, 230mm disc on the rear. I think it's a single piston. Front tire is a 110/70/17. That's very important. The rear is a 150/60/17. Awesome. Front fork, inverted front fork. 43mm with 140mm of travel. That's 5.5 inches. A lot of people are arguing about this color. You know, some say it shouldn't be gold, some say it should be. I think it should be. I like the way it looks. I'd like to see it in black too, but I like the way it looks. Rear suspension, it's a monoshock, 130mm of travel, that's 5.1 inches. Seat height, and this is just awesome, 31.1 inches, 790mm. But the thing to know about that is, look how narrow this bike is. It feels much lower than that. I mean, it's awesome, it's awesome. Wheelbase, 54.2 inches, that's 1,377mm. Fuel capacity, 3.4 gallons, 13 liters. Wet weight, this is wet weight, 375 pounds, that's 170 kilograms. You know what? Let's go for a ride. Wahoo! Hey, look, exhaust pipe alley. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love the way it handles. It feels really good. It feels, it's lower to the ground for sure. Look at how nimble that is. Awesome, awesome. Do a little spin test here. Car coming. I think we can outrun them. If y'all are in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph, or classic British bike of any type, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Those folks can help you out, or go to baxtercycle.com. Wahoo! Tell them Fuzzy sent you. Let's do a real quick figure eight right through here, see what this thing does. I think the wheelbase was 1,377mm. I think that's 54.1 inches, maybe 54.3, something like that. I'll put it down below. Look at that. Turns like a, oh, I like it. I like it. Feels very light handling, very sure-footed. It feels smaller than the X model for sure. It's lower to the ground, much more nimble handling with that 17-inch front tire. Hey, welcome to South Marnie, by golly. Look at that. Just runs up like a dream. Dual overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder. About 40 horsepower, 28 foot-pounds of torque, 38 newton meters. Look at this turn here, huh? Just an absolute dream. I love it. 300mm disc on the front, but a 4-piston Bibury caliper, radially mounted, I believe. Oh yes, it is. The rear is a single piston, 230mm disc. They work well, they work well. I'd love to put some time on this bike. Handles very nice. I would say the big thing that jumps out at me right now is the suspension. The handling and the suspension. After that, I'd say it's brakes and power. And, you know, we have to keep it under 6,000 RPM until break-in, so she's doing pretty darn good. I love the bar end mirrors, by the way. These are ones you can actually see out of. Hey, let's do the hill spin test, by golly. Nobody behind us, nobody in front of us. Check this out, huh? Look at that, look at that, look at that, huh? I love it, I love it. Nice and tight. That's kind of, that's awesome, actually. If you ever make it to Marnie, get yourself over here to the Drail Grill right there. Check that place out. Home of the Wahoo burger. Get over here and try one of those. Wahoo! It's got this big analog speedometer. What's kind of got me off on that is 50 miles an hour, the needle's this way. So 50 to 60, the needle's over here somewhere. It does have an LCD over here with a big old gear indicator on it. The tach's right here. Odometer over yonder. Little clock. Fuel gauge down at the bottom. You know what? Let's head out on the highway for a minute. We'll just go a mile out. How's that sound? We got the fuel. I think this is just a little bit higher gear than the 400X. It certainly does pick up good. I like it. I like it. I really do like these mirrors, by the way. They're in a good spot. And they don't seem to vibrate, at least at the RPMs I've been at. Look at how well this thing turns, huh? Isn't that awesome? So again, I think the number one thing about this bike would be the suspension, and then the brakes and power. Has very good handling. Hey, you know what? Let's run down here to Motorcycle Park. We'll get the other camera out and check some things out. First thing I'm going to say about the looks, I love the color. I love the color. I love the color. I'm a red and black guy, but look at this. I think I would get the blue. I really, I'm just amazed. So it's got the big old Triumph logo right here. All that deep blue. The silver, the black right there. I get a little tank pad right there. I love these little detents here for the forks. Gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Very good looking motorcycle. Kind of a flat top gas cap. Little Triumph logo right there. Very well done. Very well done. These are my Tourmaster gloves right here. Get those out of the way. Check out that flat Triumph seat. It's not really flat, is it? But it's a very comfortable seat. This is a cast piece, it looks like. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? LED brake light and tail light. I think it's an LED front as well. Yes, also LED blinkers. Everything is LED on this hot rod. I love the gold. I know I've gotten a lot of comments about that. They should be black. They should be some other color. Well, I think they look good in the gold. Nice offset, very contrasting, you know. They're inverted 43 millimeters. They've got this cover over the fork here to help cover that, to protect that. When you're on the bike, that'll be down a little farther. I think that is a 130 millimeters of travel right here. It's 5.1 inches. Look at that rim. Isn't that neat? So it's a 17-inch tire. I think it's a Metzler. Yeah, RR. Sportech M9 RR. 110/70/17. That's really neat. And that's why it handles so well. That's one of the big things I would say. It was an easier handling bike. Definitely more street oriented than the other one. Same tire on the back. Size for this one is 150/60/17. So 17 is front and rear. Got this nifty exhaust on there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Monoshock on the back. Cast aluminum swing arm. And I love the way that looks. It just looks so high quality to me. You know, cast aluminum. Who does that? Well, Triumph does apparently. Look at that adjuster. Top notch, top notch. Going to this exhaust pipe. So when you look at this pipe, you know, it looks like it's just sitting there like a normal pipe, right? Starts here, goes down and goes over here. That's not what happens. It starts here, goes here, goes back that way into a catalytic converter. A big old red box of a catalytic converter back there. I don't know if you can see that. And then it comes back here and out the pipe. This is actually a shield right here. Why am I pointing that out? That means that when the aftermarket finally picks up, there's going to be some really good options for that. That's going to really take a chunk of weight off this bike. This is already a light bike. I think it was 375 pounds weight, about 170 kilograms. So that's why I'm pointing that out. Do I think it's a good looking pipe? Yes, I do. I think it's a very good looking pipe. Now, while we're talking about the pipe, I like the way it comes out at an angle right here, just like an old Triumph would. I like the angle on the heads here, these faux fins. It's a liquid cooled bike. There's a big old radiator. Dual overhead cams, you know, 4 valves per cylinder, shims and buckets, I'm sure. Fuel injected. I just love the way that, you know, the Triumph heart, you know, harkens back to the old styling. You know, the seat, the tank, all of this harkens back to the old. You know, this whole, I mean, look at that. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. Well done, very well done. Transmission. The 400X, I love the transmission on that. This one I'm sure will be just as good. The foot pegs are farther back on this. They seem a little smaller, and I did feel like they were small. But hey, here's another look at that big old bread box I was talking about of a catalytic converter. That's all weight savings you can have here. Jumping over here, the big old fan back here. Something I wanted to point out, there's a bash guard down here, but there's also a reservoir for your coolant right down there. But isn't that just well done? Just look at that. Every little detail seems to be thought out, you know. No center stand right there. Looks like the seat comes off with the key. We'll try that another day. I love the way this looks. That's actually for the battery tender right there, but look at that. Isn't that neat? A little bronze color in through there. Lots of little details, and they look like they're very well done. Okay, let's talk about the switch gear. So clutch, the pass to flash button right there, information button here, blinkers, horn. Over here to this side, kill switch, hazard light, start switch. I like all of this. I love just all the little details seems to be very well done. You know, look at this. There's a texture to this. When you get down here to the back, so just make sure you rub your finger on that, you know. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Very well done. Hey, we didn't look at the brake, did we? There it is. Vibri, 4-piston caliper, radially mounted. Isn't that neat? ABS, of course. I think I said it was a 300 millimeter disc. It looks larger than that. I cannot wait to get miles on this. When they get one I can take for a long ride, we will do that, by golly. Now, if y'all are interested in a new or used Triumph, Royal Enfield, classic British bike of any type, need gear, apparel, doodads, thingamajigs. Oh, like this new jacket I got today. This is a brand new Royal Enfield jacket. I can't think of its name. We'll talk more about that later. If you need anything like that at all, get yourself down here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa. or go to baxtercycle.com. Tell those folks Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now the temperatures are dropping and the sun looks like it's behind the clouds. So I'm going to go hop on my motorcycle and try to get some miles on it. I'd like to get another 100 on before I hit home. Life is good. Get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!